Hello, hello, hello. We're back. We're back. We're back. I don't know how many of you here. I don't know how many of you were here for the morning stream. I mentioned that I'd be back a little bit later to finish off this block set. This morning, I'll flip it over to the camera. We carved both sides of these and we did the Marinomi. Hello, hello. Good morning, All-Star. So I'm going to do the last two stages now. I'm going to get the big wide chisels out, clear this, sort this camera out. It's not square. Yeah, so I'm going to get the big chisels out, clear this, and then we're going to do some ice ski work. I don't know how far in we'll get before I decide to cut. We've already done 2 hours plus streaming today, but we're going to go a little bit longer. Thought we could maybe meet some new people. Nice timing for the commute. Good. It works well. That's a familiar emote reel. Mr. Chicken. I forgot I still had them up. I have been thinking I do kind of want to redo my little emotes and stuff. I feel like they don't really suit the vibe. It was a nice idea, but I might do some new ones. It's just it's a lot of work. So I guess they'll be there for a while. Let's go. It's gonna be a little bit noisy just at the beginning here. Perfect time for Europeans. It's 7 a.m. Well, a.m. right? What, is it already 7 a.m.? 6. Okay. You must be in Germany or something. I don't know how many of you... Sweden. Oh, nice. I don't know how many of you have been here before. How many are... Well, I can see some familiar faces, obviously. If there's any new people here, my name's Taryn Casey. I am a Japanese woodblock printmaker. I live and work here in Japan. And this is a print for a subscription series for Mokohankan. That's enough preamble. I'm going to start with this chisel. The camera should be more like this, I think. I'm going to start with this big wide chisel. This is what I use for Yamazakura, which is this wood, mountain cherry. I use a flat, no curve in it. And I'm going to use my big metal hammer. The work goes a little bit quicker like this. This is the first time I'm doing the big clearing work on stream, so hopefully the suppressor works because it can get a bit noisy. And hopefully the iPad and stuff doesn't all fall off the bench. Let's just get to it. I'm going to start with the other side. It's a little less clearing work here. If you have any questions, drop them in. Otherwise, I'm going to start some music and just get banging. Maybe I can bring the music up a little bit. Mostly it's this way. はい、行きます。It's going both ways. Ooh. Let's just go this way. Everything's sliding and falling off a little bit already. Is it too loud? Is the noise gate working for you? Maybe I'll turn this down a bit. Typically when I'm carving, this is about the depth I go to. I'd be afraid to use that hammer and chisel. It makes work a lot quicker if you're pushing everything by hand. Sound is good, thank you. Typically this is the depth I go to. I'll leave it at that. We're going to be going a lot deeper today. I don't argue with that. There's a preferred way of doing it. But I just want an easy life. And so if people need it deeper, I'll do it deeper. I don't have to agree with everything. I've gone about as twice as deep as I usually do on these block sets. I heard through the grapevine though, not to cause any any Twitch beef, but the dorsal was the problem, not the blocks. think after this stream, the only portion of the printmaking we haven't seen, this doesn't seem quite right, will be the creating the kyogo, painting the color transfer sheets. Everything else I think we've done on stream now. We've done pasting, we've done carving, clearing, gouging, now the big chisels, ice skewer. I think that's all stages covered then. That's why I wanted to do this stream today. Then if anyone has any questions about this particular point, just sort of refer them to different videos. It must be really relaxing, this woodblock carving. That's why I want to try it, but it's so difficult to get the materials and tools here in Sweden. In Europe, there is a shop called Jackson's, I believe is the European one, where they have most of the stuff you need. If you go on my website, I have a little FAQ section there, and it lists all the tools that I suggest you get for your first things. Basically, it's a knife. You need one of these. 4.5mm is the one I use. You don't need to get the really ditty tiny little knife things. Jackson's Art Supply. It's in the UK. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so you need a knife, maybe a flat chisel, an ice skate, something like that. You can get away with one. If you have a couple in some different sizes, that really makes things easier. Most people don't start off with a big clearer. They usually use like a cheap round. It looks a bit like this, but the handle is different. It's a solid handle, and you just sort of shave the handle back as you sharpen it. Most people get away with that for their first one. But if you want to splash out, you can get a big chisel, or maybe even a smaller one like this, which has a little bit of a slight curve. And with that, get some wood. Your first print's not going to be beautiful. Just do it with any old wood. Plywood is probably the easiest. Sheena ply. It's nice and soft, easy to carve. Go out, make a simple design, or choose a simple design just to practice on, and then have some fun. Printing stuff. So is the carving. Don't let the sourcing materials be your barrier to entry. I started with an X-Acto knife and some wood I had laying around. Yeah, there you go. Don't let the materials be barrier to entry. If you like it with an X-Acto knife, you're going to love it with a proper hangy thought. I messaged the person today that I was, the barrier is my newborn child, but I feel you. The key there I found with that is to work really late into night. And maybe stay away from the hammers. Let me just have a sip of tea. That would be a thing, but I already put those hours into making Sofubi toys. I'm not sure what Sofubi toys are. Are they like plushies? Soft vinyl toys made in Japanese traditional style, limited editions. I can't picture them. Soft vinyl toys. Like plushies made out of a flexible vinyl type thing. Feel free to post a link of your stuff. I'm quite curious. I picture it like the ones you put on your arm and they're flexible. Are they vinyl? Would they not be some sort of rubber? That type of thing, though. Big and ugly. I used to have when I was little a big old Godzilla puppet. I used to love that. Those dinosaur toys are a bit softer. I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure how you'd make them at home though. What do? Make a model and then what, cast it? Again, welcome in. Hi. What's up, Spiegel? What's up, Citron? So I have a bit of a story. I left I shut down my last stream to go to the pool, and it's my second week at this gym. And last week, I had to go out on Friday, which is why I missed last Friday's stream, which is why I'm doing this stream double today. And so I didn't go to the gym, to the pool last Friday. Not pool drama, no. I didn't even get that far. So I went to the pool today, and it's closed on Fridays. So because I got tattoos and stuff, I can't get changed in the locker rooms. I have to do it in the shower and before I go there. So I got all my swimming stuff on. It's super hot outside. Put all my swimming stuff on, went there, struggled around. I actually forgot my watch, so I went halfway there, came back, got my watch, went there again, couldn't find a parking spot, eventually found one, got there and it's closed. So apparently I can't go swimming on Fridays. I was going to remark that you looked remarkably dry, yeah. Well, I was actually quite moist getting back. It's really hot out there. And I was wearing like a wetsuit outside under my clothes, so... So I'll have to do something. I would have gone for a nice bike ride to like get any exercise, but I was so hot and so sweaty. Now I'm just going to get the small one. This one. And do the little bits inside. We'll be done shortly. Are the tattoos noticeable? Yes. Yeah, it's pretty tricky to hide them. And if they get seen, then there's a good chance that I lose the money for the month and I won't be allowed to go back in. And there's no other pool around here, so... So I gotta be careful. Just want to get down that edge and we can move on to the other side. There's a van driving past. I don't know if you can hear it. It just said it's selling aluminum foil. I wonder what what is it with Japan and these little trucks with the speakers? There's so many of them. So, like, I get it for the politicians and stuff. Yakult's a big one. They come around like on their little Yakult bikes, trying to sell you milk and bread. But I don't know how effective these little speaker things are going around. Like, how about some aluminum foil? I think we're okay. Okay, done, done, done. Go a little bit. And chisel. I'll give you a break from the chiseling for a second. Sorry. After I do the chiseling, I just go around the edges and tidy up anything that's a little bit rough. Or this rim here. I think this one needs sharpening. Oh, I'm a little bit off. I just want to smooth out this transition between where the U-gouging was and where the large chisel came. There's often, I don't know if you can see it, maybe I can zoom in just to show you what I'm talking about. Can you see that there's a little ridge between the two transitions? No, not really. Where am I looking at? Where's here? You can see a bad one there. That type of stuff. We want to get rid of that. And I can do it with my little ice skis and soy nomis, but they can be kind of tough on the hand. So it's quicker and less strenuous on your body if you do it with the big chisels. So instead of using your hand, you end up using a lot more of your body weight to do it. Kind of hot in here. Give me a second. That's starting in a second. If you're making your own blocks, you really don't need to go as deep as I'm going here. You can go a little bit shallower than this. Okay, more banging. We're going to go to the other side, and then we'll have sort of regular stream content. We'll do some ice ski. Don't know how long I'm going to go for. Maybe we'll go for like an hour and a half or something. Ooh. Sorry about that. Back to the big chisel. Which way is the grain go? It's kind of hard to tell. Both ways seems okay. The other way, maybe? Okay, the grain direction is changing across the block. But I think predominantly it's going the other way. We'll leave that for now then. Way. Hello again. Can't sleep. I remember you saying you would be on again, so let's just look. I don't think all the banging is gonna really help you sleep. Has the storm died down at least? how long does it take to make a print similar to this? Well, I got like 10 colors in this one, and I guess for me, like between like 10 days and 2 weeks for a print this size. Larger ones can take months, but this one is really not that complicated. There's some color overlaying and stuff like that. I had to plan out the colors a little bit beforehand, but once everything's like sorted, it won't take so long to make. Oh, that's good to hear. It's not really great either way over here. It's not going to be such a fun print to print this one. A couple little dots, they're going to be kind of hard to print. Not so bad, but not easy. The lucky thing is that this one doesn't really have to be registered very well. It can sort of be anywhere in this vicinity. As long as it doesn't shift outside the borders, it should be fine. It's no fun going this deep, you know. Is the camera shaking a lot as I'm doing this? I guess it is. Oh, my face cam doesn't like it at all, does it? I didn't realize it was doing that. think I begin with a smaller chisel, and without the hammer to begin with, the neighbours would kill me. Yeah, I used to end up going to a park, and like sort of jamming my foot on one side of the block to hold it down. But then instead of just disturbing the one neighbour around you, like all the people who live around the park have to listen to this gong, gong, gong. Less, but it's more diverse. More people are affected to a lesser extent. The good thing about the hammering is it's not that often. Most of your time is spent quiet, peaceful work. And then you have a day, like maybe once a month, where it's like this. See myself going out in the cold winters of Sweden to use hammer in the park. Well, it's pretty cold here in winter in Japan. I used to do that. And warm too. Yeah, it's really warm today. For some reason, my AC isn't really working right now. Just as I grab the hammer out, the AC starts acting up. That's a sharp chisel when you can just dig it in and with your hand just shave. Maybe not one of the most interesting streams. If you are new, huh? Down to the plywood. Yeah, well, this wood is not. It's only like 4 mil. The top on this, I think. Yeah, but let's hear them complain after that. There's no real thing about going through the plywood. Like often it's required. There's no hard rule in like the hanger community about like not going to the plywood. Dave doesn't like it, and I agree. I don't like the look of it. But unless the blocks are glued poorly, it doesn't make a difference. The epoxy is not very good for the tips of your blades. It'll dull your chisels. If you're curious, 6 millimeters is like sort of the depth we never really need to go past. 4 is usually good for most things. On blocks like this, where maybe if this block was a little bit bigger and these spots were a little bit further, I'd carve right through the plywood underneath here. I'd go to about 6 if they were like maybe something like this and nothing in the middle. Just at that distance where it's like 3 fingers each side and it's not really practical to put a little island in the middle. At that point you go down to about 6 millimeters. Or the other places is off the edge of the blocks like this. If I'm a little bit closer like this, I can have a corner there. You've seen me add it on the other side, like these, if you got enough distance. But if there's not enough distance, you just go down and you can, even on this one, I just chipped the plywood a little bit there. Obviously, it's the edges of where the paper is, so it's going in the registration here. Anything that goes over the edge, so anything past the final printable area, That's the bit that sags the most. Or the same on this side, or on the tips. Put the paper in. Anything outside that printing area, this is where it's going to sag the most. So you want to get a nice good depth here. The inside ones you don't need to go as deep on, especially if they're close together. I think we're good. That is more than enough depth. So between the streams, actually, I did a little bit of, you can see that, maybe you can't see very well. In here, you can see that I've already done the small U gouging inside. Same on the other side. Did these sections. Keep a nice smooth wood bottom as well. It's always important to go with the grain on this one. Whenever using the big chisels, we don't really go ever perpendicular to the grain, always with it. Just this tip here. And we'll move to some quieter work. The other important thing to do is just to smooth over this edge. We don't want a sharp edge here because it will leave an embossed impression on the paper. So just round that off. Doesn't want to go either way. I'm just smoothing out now any rough spots where there's grain direction going either way and it's left like sort of a frayed edge. The reason I'm doing that is because those areas, if you're just making a few copies, it's not a big deal. But those areas of a couple thousand impressions, they will start to pick up pigment and then you'll get like little peaks which can touch the paper and leave chatter, which we really don't want. Do you carve until the black lines of the design? Is that a safety measure? Black lines are the impression from the key block. So I made the black lines block first. And then I used these. These are all the outlines for all the other colors. So the black lines you see here are printed from this. And I didn't actually carve up to the line, I cut it down the middle. So these colors will fit inside this design. So it's sort of like take the line and split it in half, basically. All the lines are already cut. I cut them with a knife first before I did any of this clearing. And we are good. The block is fine right now. This is me just being a little bit anal. Thousand questions. No, it's fine. Fine, that's why I'm here. I think I started explaining what I was talking about earlier. Break ends. You're in ads. I'll hold off. There we go. Ooh. Make it cheesy is rating. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. What are all these Furbies? Welcome in, make it cheesy. Make it cheesy. What have you been doing? Can, can you let us know what your stream is about? I don't have... What do we do? Can someone help me with a shout out for Make It Cheesy's channel? Thank you so much for the raid. If this is your first time in the stream, my name is Taran and I make Japanese woodblock prints. We've just been doing some busy hammer work, and then we're going to switch right now to some quiet chiseling. If you have any questions, please ask away. Do we have the capability? What is it? SSO /. Thank you. This is like our second raid we've had before, so thank you very much. Success. It's quite frustrating not having a keyboard here. Pleasure, pleasure. Thank Chicken Meister. He's the one who told me that I'm capable of doing it. We're going to move on now to doing the ice ski work. I think I'll probably switch over to a closer lens so we can have a better look. Let's just give me a second to do that. Where's the other lens? I should have figured this out beforehand. We can have a nice up close zoom. And then cool. Now we can see things a little better. This is a sky block. So this is the color that would paint. Well, it will be a gradation in the sky. This is the image we're doing. There'll be a sky block. And then the other block is going to color in some of the red here on the bridge and in the little temple thing here. And I'm just going to get some, tidy up a little bit and grab some chisels. We will be using some ice ski. I have a number of these. We're going to start big and work small. These are called ice ski, little bullnose chisels, and we're going to use these to do the final step of clearing, just around between where I cleared with the large chisels and where I've cut with a knife. What were you streaming, Cheesy? Make it cheesy. Were you in making and crafting? Cross-stitching project, nice. Country fan, finished knitting, and chat, redeem gifts as well. Productive night, wow. So night, I'm guessing that means you're... Would that be the States? If it's night there now? Europe's sort of in the morning time, right? Perhaps the States? I can't find the section on your website with the tools. West Coast. If you go to FAQ it should be there. Then there'll be 3 tabs. There's one, it's general, carving and printing. It'll be under carving. And then it'll say, what tools do you need? That's your one. Sorry, my setup is really not very good for me interacting. It's like, it's okay for me to work. My computer's kind of at the far end over there. Ah, it's the pen. 11 p.m. here. Well, if you need to dip and get some rest, that you don't have to hang around here. I know after finishing a long stream, productive as it was, you said, you're probably quite tired, so feel free to run off, get a cup of tea and snuggle down. Thanks for the raid. I think officially that's our second raid here, and our first raid I think was like 2. So you're holding the record at the moment. This is not our usual time for streaming, so it's a little bit quiet in here today. This is our second stream today. We usually stream at 9:30 a.m. in Japan time. If there's any Americans in the chat, can maybe tell us what time that is in your end of the woods. I don't know what 9:30 is around all over the world. Oh, a little bit off camera. $5:30 Pacific. Thank you. Is the mic picking up the crispy chunks? Or should I turn the volume up? Do this section. Not really. I've angled the mic now. We can crank it up a little bit. The wood's a little bit softer over here. It's not giving a really nice crispy. We're not in ASMR territory yet. Better. Good. I think I'd angled the camera away so it wasn't pointing directly at the hammer, smashing against the metal tip of my chisel. In a couple hours, I guess, we'll be finished with this. I won't stream the whole thing. I guess I'll do this block. I'll leave the other side to do off stream. It's the same thing. I've carved out linoleum but never wood. Similar process. If you can do linoleum, you'll be fine on to have a go at wood. The main difference between lino printing and the Japanese woodblock printing is that we use, one, it's harder for the carving, it's a little bit firmer, but it means you can carve some more delicate lines. And the other is that we use water-based inks, so watercolors for printing with, which leave a slightly different effect than like an oil-based ink, a roller and a press. It's relaxing now, you're saying, but for the last hour we've just been with a hammer smashing the wood, and it's not been super relaxing there, I guess. It's been fine for me. Someone was asking earlier about the time scale to make these things, and you can see here we started this block on stream and I'll finish it this side off stream, but it's basically 1 day per block. Some blocks have a little bit more detail and take a little bit longer, and the key block, obviously, there's a lot of detail on that takes a little bit longer, maybe with some sound blocking headphones. Well, that's what I have, actually. I have some noise cancelling headphones here, so all I'm getting is like Billie Holiday playing in the background. The noise cancelling is not that good. It's not completely cancelled. What were you said cross stitching? Am I remembering that right? Cross hatching? Cross stitching. Trying to scroll up to find it. What was the design you were working on? A little bit off camera. Let's move this so it's in a more comfortable position for me. Focus. And the carving resumes. Yeah. It's a smallish unicorn design with some foliage. I had to pick something I could get done in 4 weeks. But next year I think I'd submit a design of my own to stitch. Submit. Are you submitting it to I can't remember what you said, sorry. You're submitting it to some sort of contest? Finishing up, stitching. Country Fair, that was it. Is that what your channel is usually about? Do you usually do like little crafty stuff? Is it always cross stitching, or do you sort of play around a bunch of different stuff? Here it is. Should we go next? Oh, we didn't finish this section. Oh, I'm off camera. Variety. Crafting, knitting, cross-stitching, reskinning Furbies. Okay, that explains the emotes you guys came in with. Is there a big market for reskinned Furbies? It's funny what people do with Furbies. There's all sorts of, like, I've seen people make pianos out of them and stuff. Oh, thank you for the sub, Ruha. You told me how to did I pronounce it right then? Ruha? Ruha? I'll get it right one of these days. I have a Mothman one in progress now. And people ask me if I'd sell them, but I don't right now. It's cool to know if I could if I wanted to. I'm kind of down for a Mothman Furby. I think they work with horror really well. They're kind of terrifying creations. Especially, I remember my sisters had one, and they just like randomly you'd switch them off, or their batteries would be dead, and they'd just be like in a corner of a room, and then you're sleeping there, just as you're trying to fall asleep, they just wake up randomly. I let the clown one sleep facing on a shelf facing my bed to keep the demons away at night. Well, I think that might actually be encouraging them, but you do you. Is the idea that the Furby is more terrifying than a demon, and so they'll be scared of the Furby in the dark. Not exactly right. The name. Let me try. I'm not even going to say it anymore. You know I know your name. Let's just pretend I said it right. Thank you for the sub. This is the most satisfying tool. It's a slight curve in it. Smoothing things out. I sharpened this yesterday, was it? So now it's really. I like it. He never wakes up in the middle of the night to scare me. He's a very good boy. A little bit off. Let's go down the other side. The ice ski work is actually kind of painful today. There's niggly pains. You got like a little cut or something and pulls. I don't know. My skin pulled away from my finger a little bit. I guess I did it while I was camping. Like I ripped it on something. Now every time I push with this, like the skin gets pulled and it rips it a little bit further every time. Sorry for the gore. It's not that bad. It's not that painful. It's just like a niggly one. Just rip my cuticle back a little bit. So it just feels like it's like pulling every time I push. So I'll be glad when this chiseling, this will be done today, and then I can rest my finger over the weekend. Hopefully it can heal by Monday morning. It's only really with this last stage, the ice skis. It's not a carving related injury though. The only real like cuts or stabbing I've ever had is when you take these caps off. When you try and take these off, sometimes they can be really stiff. And you put a lot of tension in to pull them, and you pull, but because you're like trying to control it, sometimes you like come back and it stabs you when that tension is released. That's the only time I've really stabbed myself, trying to pull this off and then pulling it off, succeeding and then stabbing myself. But because the knives are usually really sharp, the cuts don't even hurt. They sort of just slice. And when you do it, it doesn't hurt. But like 5 minutes after, it like stings a lot. But they're not really. The blades are thin. So like splinters isn't really a thing, and never anything from the ice ski. Only the knife. I've done that a fair few times. I used to have my old hangy tot. That thing was really, really tough to take off. And so I used to use a ruler like this. Push the ruler from the back like that. Loosen it, and then I'd come here and like pull it. And often I'd stab myself on the way back. I'm a professional now though, so that never happens. Need to start getting ready for bed now. It was great to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you for the raid again. Have a good rest of your stream. Yeah, cheers. I'll try and catch you on your stream soon. Kind of curious to see these demon Furbies. Make it cheesy. Check it out. Cheers, man. They'll be waiting. I'm sure they will be. Maybe I don't want to go. I think I might leave soon. I got this bottom section done. You guys have seen enough of the ice ski work recently. The most dangerous tool for me at the beginning was the ice ski. I always forgot to do the little sideways motion you also do when I use my second hand to brush the wood away. Therefore, I sliced my finger right across the edge. So you forgot to do the sideways motion like this. Ah, this! Pushing like that and then brushing like that. So you'd brush into it somehow, coming this way. Ooh, 500 followers. No, I always brush. Everything is counterclockwise in Mokanga. The brush is counterclockwise. Wait, no. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Yeah. Be careful. I've never had an injury from the ice ski. The reason you'll notice me go back to little bits is because when you're working on the block one way, the light is hitting the wood in a particular way, and it looks really smooth from this angle for me. Like all the bits I've been working on, those edges, you can't really see them. And then when I turn it around, you get a different view of the wood. The light hits it in a different way, and you see new ridges that you couldn't see before. So that's why occasionally I'll be working like over here on something. I'll turn the block and I'll go, oh, I gotta go over here. You'll see little bits. I think we might be good there. I've just got this top section and the back, and then the blocks are done. We won't see these again now until, well, you just won't see them from me. You might see them on Dave's desk at some point when he's printing them. I'm sure you'll see it. Probably in September sometime you'll see him do this. But until then, you can put these blocks together in your head and imagine what it's going to look like. That's all from me. Thanks for popping by at an unusual time. Oh no, just the whole outro with the ads on. Ad break ends in 40 seconds. Do we wait for the ads to come back? 30 seconds, I'll do a little bit more. That'd kind of suck to be in ads and then as soon as you come back, stream over. We'll wait 30 seconds. Yeah, watch that video I sent in the last one. I'll drop it again. It's well worth a watch. We've got to have a good discussion about this. Do I still have it? I don't have the link. Maybe watch the last stream. There's a link I posted in there. Have a look at that video. and we will discuss it next stream. Thanks for showing up, everyone. Have a good one. You're on it. Thank you. Hopefully that's the right one. You haven't just posted like a meme link and everyone's going to come back to talk about panda bears giving birth or something. Anyway, thank you. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.
とてもサンキュー。